Hello everybody and welcome to another book club video. So this video is my January wrap up and my February to be read. If you want to see what I've been up to, keep watching. So I do apologise because I'm in a different room again today. The builders, you might hear them being a bit noisy, so apologies in advance. So my January TBR, I shall start with, sorry, they are my, not January TBR, January wrap up. I don't even know what I'm on about. Oh, do you like my t-shirt? Gotta love a bit of the Harry Potter. Oh, can you see him? He's there with Mary. See, I got a little Harry and a little Mary Poppins. So what I did for January, because I come up with a list for our book club's read, so I tend to read the books in advance. So first of all, I started with Apple of My Eye by Claire Allen. Now Claire kindly sent me a copy, an advance copy of this book. And it is about a lady who is pregnant and she gets a note at work saying that her husband is having an affair. It's not a spoiler, I promise you. And it's all about her story, and she keeps getting these notes, and I won't give it away, but I really enjoyed it. It's an easy, quick read. I read it in like 2 days and I loved it. And the ending, I was like, I never saw that come in. So yeah, this one's really good if you're in our book club. I will put all the link below. So this is one of our February reads for our book club. I have also read The Outsider by Stephen King. That was one of our January read along books. I will put a picture here because I got it from the library. I absolutely loved this book. I love Stephen King anyway. He's one of my favourite authors. But that again was really shocking, and it was if you've read any of the Mr. Mercedes books by Stephen King, it connects to them, but you don't need to have read them, if that makes any sense. That was a bit of a mouthful. Really enjoyed it, really surprised me, really shocking, loved it. I mean, it's Stephen King, come on, like, I don't think I've read anything that I haven't liked. Another book was Good Me, Bad Me, I'll put a picture here, by Ali Land, because I also got that from the library. Now, I really enjoyed this book. It wasn't one of my favourites, but I think it's because I work, day job, in mental health. So it was a bit worky for me, if you know what I mean. So it's about a daughter whose mum is a serial killer, and she's living in foster care with, I think he's like a psychiatrist or a counsellor or criminologist or something, the foster dad and foster family, and it's all about, does she go to court to give evidence because she witnessed her mum murdering somebody. And yeah, I enjoyed it. Not one of my top books, but only because I found it a bit too much like work. So I mean, other people have read it and have totally loved it. I also reread Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, or if you are in the US, the Sorcerer's Stone. I don't know why the name is different. I will have to Google that. I read these obviously years and years ago, and I've seen the films like 100 times. I'm Harry Potter mad, like literally love Harry Potter. And I forgot how magical the books are, like completely forgot. Like the films are amazing, but oh, the books are just mind-blowing. So I really enjoyed that. Again, I read that in a couple of days. I tend to devour books. I'm a bit of a book devourer. Yeah, so I absolutely loved it, and it reignited my passion for the magic. And I know it's only going to get better. That's the thing. I know that it's only going to get better, and I'm really excited to read that. My February TBR, oh no, sorry, I missed one out. So I read Amanda Price, The Art of Hiding, which is on our February list. Oh, this book made me cry. Amanda Price books, love them, always make me cry. Like, loved it, loved the character, the main character Nina. She was just like, yeah, absolutely loved it. Amanda Price is like one of the best, kind of chick litty, easy read, loved it, lovely stories, and they tend to always, oh, you can hear my radiator. You can tend to always have like a really nice ending. So that was lovely. So my February TBR, I've got a little stash here. One of them I am currently reading. So I've got 2 YA books, 1 non-fiction, and I don't know if this is classed as non-fiction or not. I'm not sure. So YA ones, which is young adult, 5 Feet Apart. So it's a library book, so it's covered, so it's a bit shiny. This, I've heard brilliant things about this. They are making it into a film, and it's about a girl called Stella who has cystic fibrosis, and she has to keep 6 feet apart from people because she's really prone to infection and she doesn't want to catch an infection. And then there's another person that she meets in the hospital called Will, and he also has to keep apart, and in 1 week he'll be turning 18, and it's kind of all about their romance. And I've heard really lovely things about this. Sorry, I'm going to try and do it so it doesn't shine on you. My viewfinder is like keeps flipping me round, so one minute I'm on one side and then it flips me again. It's just weirding me out. So there's that one. Oh, I'm just going to pause for a minute because the builders are like, have they stopped? No. BRB. I think they finished. Let me have a swig of my tea. In my new fave cup, my Alice in, is it gonna focus? My Alice in Wonderland cup from the classic Book Crate. So, next book is another, oh my hair's getting on my nose, is another young adult book. Fangirl. I must be the only person in the entire world that has not read Fangirl. So my daughter had it, and I didn't realise, well, I thought she had, but I wasn't sure. I don't know what I'm on about. So I was going to buy it, but she's like, no, I've got it, have it. But she said that she couldn't really get into it. So she's read the first few pages of it, but yeah, she wasn't massively into it. Now it's by Rainbow Rowell, the person who wrote Eleanor and Park, and I've heard bit of negative things about the Eleanor and Park, but I thought I would give this a go, seeing as everyone raves about it and says it's like the most amazing book ever. But I am going to bear in mind that it is YA, so it's not going to be life-changing really, is it? I don't think. Not that there's anything against young adult. So the next book I have got is The Library Book by Susan Orlean. Now I started this book a couple of days ago and I am page 92. And this book is about the Los Angeles Central Library, and there was a fire in the 80s that kind of like destroyed a lot of the library, and it's all about the fire, the person that they thought started the fire, what libraries mean to communities, and I know it sounds really dry, but it's actually really interesting on how libraries are like a massive thing in people's communities. Like they offer so much, and it's not just books. They offer like, some offer health drop-ins, rhyme time for like mums and babies. They're just a massive social hub, and it's such a shame that so many libraries are being cut when actually that they are actually like a massive essential part of the community. And it just makes me, I've always loved libraries. I used to go to the library every week with my mum on a Friday and take out loads of books, and it is just, it does kind of like reignite your passion for libraries. Or if you haven't read it, I promise you it's not dull. It does sound really dull, but it's not. It is just lovely. Yeah, all about libraries, communities, and everything that kind of surrounds the library. So I got this from my library, so yeah, give it a go. Susan Orlean, it's really good. And the next book is Fever by Mary Beth Keane, and I think it's about Typhoid Mary. So I got this for £1 in Poundland. Sure, it was Poundland. And yeah, so the cover price is £12.99, so for £1 I was like, well, if it's rubbish it doesn't matter, I can always pass it on when I finished it as well. So it's about Typhoid Mary, an Irish immigrant in New York. So I would say I'm an Irish immigrant, but I'm not. My mum's Irish. So I find stuff like this quite interesting. and it's about obviously wealthy families in Manhattan, and she leaves a trail of death and disease. Yeah, so I think they're making a film of this. I'm sure they're making a film of this, but I'm really looking forward to reading this. I love historic fiction. I love history. I'm so geeky. When I listen to myself, I'm like that. Oh my word, Alexandra, you are such a geek. Yeah, so I got that to read. And I am also going to read the next Harry Potter, which I am so excited about. But I'm going to save that to the end of the month, I think, so I can savour it. I'm going to try and do one Harry Potter a month, but I really want to read them all at once, but I'll be really depressed when I've reread them all. So yeah, that is my January wrap up and my February TBR. If you are interested in joining our book club, you can find us on Facebook. I will leave the link down below. We have over 800 crazy book members. You don't have to be able to crochet to join our book club. It is a completely separate entity to Crochet Beginners. It is just part of our little Crochet Beginners family. So that is it, everybody. I'm sorry about the noises of the radiator and the builders. I hope you have a lovely rest of the week and happy reading, and I will speak to you soon. Bye.